Opportunities are not lost. They just go to someone else. That line alone should make you stop and think. Because the truth is, chances are everywhere, but only a few people keep attracting them. Why? It comes down to habits. Not talent, not background, not luck, habits. When people watch you, they are quietly asking, can I trust this person? Will they deliver? Are they growing? Or just standing still? Your habits answer those questions long before you ever get the chance to speak. And that is what separates those who keep moving forward from those who stay stuck. This is why we're talking about 7 habits that attract opportunity. These habits are clear, simple, and real. They work in daily life. They decide whether people open doors for you or close them. If you've ever felt overlooked, stay with me. Because once you start practicing these habits, people will see you differently and opportunities will finally see you too. Number 1, show genuine interest in people and remember their small details. If you want opportunities to find you, you cannot sit back waiting for them to fall into your lap. Opportunity is not a stranger that knocks on a random door. It is a friend that recognizes you. And how do you make yourself recognized? One of the most powerful ways is this: show genuine interest in people and remember their small details. Think about your own life. Think about how it feels when someone remembers something small about you. The color you said was your favorite, the name of your child, that book you mentioned once in passing. The little things. Do you know what that does? It tells you this person paid attention. They cared enough to store that detail. They valued you enough to remember. That feeling creates trust, and trust is the seed of every opportunity. Opportunities do not appear out of thin air. They travel through people. They flow through the hands, the words, and the choices of others. Every job, every introduction, every recommendation, every partnership, it all comes through people. So, if you want opportunities, you must connect with people in a way that is real, human, and unforgettable. You don't need tricks. You don't need slick lines. What you need is to truly care. And caring shows up when you remember. Imagine this. You walk into a room and someone you spoke with months ago says, "How's your mother? You mentioned she wasn't feeling well last time." Or, "Did you ever finish that course you were excited about?" How would you feel? You'd feel noticed, valued, important. And when people feel that way around you, they naturally want to open doors for you. They want you close. That is how opportunity is born. Most people listen halfway. Most people forget quickly. Most people talk more about themselves than they listen to others. That is the norm. If you rise above that and become the person who notices the details, you stand out immediately. You create a connection that is not shallow. And that connection is the foundation for trust, respect, and loyalty. But here's the part that requires discipline. Interest must be genuine. If you only pretend to care, people will feel it. Human beings are wired to sense insincerity. If you nod your head but your eyes wander, if you ask questions but never listen to the answer, if you remember details only to use them for your own advantage, it will not work. You cannot fake this. You must truly want to know people. You must train yourself to value their lives as much as your own. Now, how do you do it in practice? First, slow down when you are with someone. In today's world, people are distracted. Phones are buzzing, thoughts are racing, attention is scattered. But when you are face to face with someone, slow down. Look them in the eye. Give them your full attention. That alone already separates you from most. Second, listen actively. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Listen with the intention of understanding. If they talk about their work, ask what excites them about it. If they mention a family member, ask how that person is doing. Follow the thread of their life, not just your own. When they answer, absorb it. Repeat it back in your own words if you need to lock it in. This is how memory is built. Third, store the details. Some people keep notes. Some use memory tricks. Some just rely on the natural ability to care deeply. Choose what works for you, but make sure you hold on to those details. Because when you bring them up later, the impact is powerful. Fourth, follow up. If someone mentioned a challenge they were facing, check on it later. If they were working toward a goal, ask about it next time. The follow-up is where you prove that your interest was real, not temporary. It's where trust deepens. Fifth, never underestimate the small details. Birthdays, anniversaries, a child's name, a favorite restaurant, a dream vacation. These are not just casual facts. They are keys to a person's world. When you use them with care, people feel understood. And when people feel understood, they open doors. Now here's the psychological truth. Every human being has a deep need to feel significant, to feel like they matter. The world is noisy. Most people feel invisible. When you are the one who notices, you meet that need. You satisfy a hunger most don't even admit they have. That makes you unforgettable. That makes you magnetic. That makes opportunities flow toward you. Think of the opposite. Someone who never remembers your name. Someone who always forgets the things you told them. Someone who talks about themselves and never circles back to you. How does that feel? It feels dismissive. It feels like you don't matter. And would you trust that person with your opportunity? Would you recommend them? Would you open doors for them? Most likely not. So here is the strategy. Become the person who does what most people don't. Pay attention. Remember, care. Because when you do, you become rare. And when you are rare, opportunity is drawn to you. You don't need to be the smartest in the room. You don't need to be the richest. You don't need to be the loudest. You just need to be the one who notices and remembers. That alone sets you apart. People will say, I like being around them. They make me feel seen. And that feeling will do more for your future than any resume or speech ever could. Now some will say, but Jim, isn't this manipulative? Remembering details just to get ahead? The answer is no, if your heart is right. If your goal is to build genuine human connection, it is the opposite of manipulation. It is respect. Manipulation is when you pretend to care only to use someone. Respect is when you care because every human being deserves it. Respect attracts. Manipulation repels. People always know the difference. So how do you test your motives? Ask yourself, would I still care about this person even if no opportunity ever came from it? If the answer is yes, then you are walking the right path. Opportunities will come, but they will be the byproduct of something better, authentic human relationships. And let me remind you of something practical. The world of opportunity is small. People talk. People share stories. If you are the one who makes them feel valued, your reputation grows. Someone tells someone else. Doors open that you never even knocked on. That is how opportunity travels. It is carried by word of mouth, by recommendation, by the memory of how you made someone feel. Let me give you an example you can use right now. The next time you meet someone, don't just ask, how are you? Ask something that connects to what you already know about them. If you know they were working on a project, ask, how is your project going? If they mentioned their child's soccer game, ask, how did the game turn out? Watch their face. Watch the way their eyes light up. That moment is the power of remembered details. That moment builds a bond. Another example, when you send a message or email, include one personal note that shows you remember. I hope your father is doing well. I remember you said you were starting a new role. How is it going? Small sentences. Huge impact. That's what makes people think, this person cares. And one more thing. Don't only do this with people who can help you. Do it with everyone. Do it with the server at the restaurant. Do it with the janitor in your building. Do it with your neighbor. Why? Because respect is not selective, and you never know where an opportunity will come from. The person you overlook today may be the one who holds the door tomorrow. Here's the truth. Life gives its biggest rewards to those who treat others with dignity. And dignity is shown in the details. Remembering details is not about a trick, it's about a habit. It's about deciding every day to notice people, to store their words, to bring them back later. That is the habit. And if you practice it long enough, it becomes part of who you are. You will start to notice that people lean toward you. They trust you faster. They open up more. They want you involved in their plans. And every one of those moments is an opportunity. Some will be small. Some will be life-changing. But they will come. And they will come because you cared enough to remember. So, my challenge to you is simple. In your next conversation, slow down. Listen deeply. Pick one small detail. Lock it in. Then, when the time is right, bring it up again. Start there, build that muscle, and watch as over time, people begin to treat you differently. They will see you as someone who pays attention, someone who cares, someone who can be trusted. And that, my friend, is the kind of person opportunity loves to find. Because opportunities are not floating in the air, they are carried in the hearts and minds of people. And when you make people feel valued, they carry opportunity right to your door. That is not theory. That is life. And if you want more opportunities, begin today by remembering the small details that most others ignore. Number 2, stay calm under pressure and let others feel safe around you. When pressure rises, people show who they really are. Some panic, some freeze, some explode. But there are a few who remain steady, and those are the people others naturally lean on. Staying calm under pressure is not about being emotionless. It is about being strong enough to handle the storm without losing control. If you can master that, people will feel safe around you, and that safety creates trust. Trust attracts opportunities that would never come to someone who breaks down when things get hard. Think of the moments when everything goes wrong. Deadlines are tight, money is short, problems keep stacking up, and everyone around you starts to lose their composure. That is when your response matters most. If you raise your voice, you add more chaos to the room. If you show fear, others will mirror it. But if you slow down, breathe deeply, and act with clarity, you become the anchor. People notice it right away. They feel a sense of relief just by being near you. That relief is powerful because people will always remember who gave them stability when they needed it most. Calmness under pressure is not something you are born with. It is something you develop. It begins with awareness. You must recognize your triggers. What sets you off? What situations make you anxious, defensive, or angry? Once you know that, you can prepare. Pressure will come, but if you already know where your weaknesses are, you can manage them. Most people never prepare. They just react. That is why they collapse when tension rises. Preparation creates control. Control creates calmness. Calmness creates leadership. Leadership creates opportunity. It is that simple. Every time you choose to remain calm, you prove to others that you can be relied upon when it matters most. And people naturally give more responsibility, more respect, and more opportunities to those who can handle the weight without breaking. Now let's talk about the psychology. Human beings are wired to look for security. In uncertain moments, they search for someone who looks like they know what they are doing. The person who looks stable, composed, and confident becomes the natural leader, whether they hold a title or not. It is not always the smartest person who earns trust. It is not always the most skilled. Often, it is the calmest. Because in crisis, emotions matter more than credentials. Calmness does not mean silence. It does not mean ignoring problems. It means dealing with them without losing balance. You speak clearly, you act decisively, you keep your tone even. You do not rush, but you do not delay. You show that the situation can be handled step by step. This way, people who are panicking will begin to match your energy. They will slow down because you are slow. They will breathe because you are breathing. They will believe it can be done because you believe it. There is a strength in quiet confidence that no shouting can ever match. Anyone can raise their voice and add noise, but it takes discipline to steady yourself when everything inside you wants to explode. That discipline makes you stand out. When someone remembers you, they will not recall how loud you spoke. They will recall how calm you stayed. This habit also makes you more attractive in professional settings. Employers want people who can handle deadlines. Leaders want team members who can handle stress. Clients want service providers who remain steady when problems show up. Investors want entrepreneurs who keep their cool when setbacks hit. Calmness signals reliability. Reliability is opportunity. So how do you build this habit? Start with your body. Pressure often triggers physical reactions. Your heart races, your breathing shortens, your muscles tighten. Learn to control them. Slow breathing is the most powerful tool. Inhale deeply, hold it, exhale slowly. Repeat until your heart steadies. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. By calming your body, you calm your mind. By calming your mind, you regain control over your response. Next, control your thoughts. Pressure creates fear, and fear often makes the problem look bigger than an island. Instead of saying, "This is impossible," train yourself to ask, "What is the next step?" Break the problem down. Focus on action, not panic. One small step leads to another. Soon the impossible becomes manageable. Another key is practice. Do not wait for a crisis to train calmness. Put yourself in challenging situations on purpose. Speak in front of groups. Take on difficult tasks. Expose yourself to stress in controlled doses. Over time, your mind and body adapt. What once triggered panic will no longer shake you. You will remain calm because you have faced pressure before. Also, surround yourself with people who bring stability. If you are always around those who panic, it is harder to stay calm. But if you keep company with people who handle challenges with strength, their habits will influence you. Calmness, like panic, is contagious. Choose carefully which one you let into your environment. There's also a deeper benefit. Calmness under pressure makes people feel safe, but it also makes you respect yourself. When you see that you did not collapse, when you see that you remained composed, you build confidence. That confidence carries into every area of your life. You trust yourself more. You believe you can handle whatever comes next. That belief attracts bigger opportunities. Because you are no longer afraid of pressure, you are prepared for it. Think of the times in your life when you stayed calm under stress. How did others react? Maybe someone said, "You saved the day," or, "I don't know how you did it, but you kept us together." Those comments matter because they reflect how people see you. They see strength, and they want that strength on their side. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine being the one who loses control, the one who shouts, panics, or blames others when things get tough. What happens? People avoid you. They don't trust you with important tasks. They don't invite you into opportunities because they fear you will crumble when it matters. That is the price of losing composure, and it is too high. Pressure will always exist. You cannot remove it, but you can decide how you will meet it. Will you be the one who adds chaos or the one who creates order? Will you be the one who spreads fear or the one who gives confidence? Those choices shape your future. The truth is, calmness is a magnet. People are drawn to it. They seek it. They remember it. When you become the person who provides calm in difficult moments, you will never lack opportunity. Doors will open because people trust you. They know you can handle responsibility without breaking. They know you are strong under pressure. So build this habit deliberately. Work on your body, your mind, your environment, and your practice. Train yourself to be calm not once, but every time pressure appears. Over time, it becomes natural. And when it becomes natural, you will carry yourself differently. You will walk into rooms with quiet confidence. You will face challenges without fear. And people will notice. Opportunities do not always go to the fastest or the loudest. Many times, they go to the one who is steady when it counts. Be that person. Be the one others trust in the storm. Stay calm under pressure. Let others feel safe around you. That is how you build influence, respect, and the kind of life where opportunities find you again and again. Number 3, speak with energy that makes people want to be near you. When you open your mouth to speak, you send a signal to the world about who you are. Your words reveal your ideas, but your energy reveals your spirit. People may forget some of the words you say, but they will always remember the feeling you gave them while speaking. If you want people to be drawn to you, if you want them to choose you when opportunities are at stake, then you must learn to speak with energy that makes people want to stay close to you. Energy is not about volume. It is not about shouting or performing. It is about presence. It is the way your voice carries conviction. It is the way your body shows engagement. It is the way your eyes reflect that you believe in what you are saying. When you speak with real energy, people feel your certainty. They feel your passion. They feel your commitment. And that feeling makes them lean closer instead of pulling away. Think about the people you've listened to in your life. Some spoke softly, yet you couldn't take your eyes off them because their energy was alive. Others may have used many words, but you tuned out because their energy was flat. The difference is not vocabulary, education, or style. It is the level of life you put into your words. If you speak with boredom, people will feel bored. If you speak with doubt, people will feel doubtful. But if you speak with conviction, you light a fire inside others. That fire keeps them connected to you. Speaking with energy starts inside. You cannot fake it. If you don't believe in what you are saying, no matter how polished your delivery is, it will ring hollow. Real energy comes from alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and values line up with your words, you must speak from a place of honesty. That honesty fuels your voice with a natural strength that cannot be forced. People are drawn to authenticity because it is rare in a world filled with pretenses. Energy also comes from preparation. When you know what you are talking about, when you have lived it or studied it, your words carry weight. Confidence rises when knowledge is deep. On the other hand, if you speak without preparation, your energy weakens. People can sense hesitation, and hesitation creates distance. But when you stand firm in your subject, energy flows freely, because certainty always creates power. Your body plays a role too. Posture affects energy. If you stand tall, with shoulders back and chest open, your presence fills the room. If you slump, your voice shrinks along with it. Movement matters as well. Purposeful gestures emphasize your words and create rhythm. Your face communicates as much as your voice. Smile, a raised eyebrow, serious expression. All of these transmit energy that words alone cannot carry. Your tone is equally important. Monotone drains energy. Variation in pitch, pace, and volume keeps people engaged. Slowing down at the right moment creates suspense. Speeding up shows excitement. Raising your voice signals urgency. Lowering it draws people closer. Mastering tone means you can guide emotions in the room, and that ability makes people want to listen to you again and again. There's also something powerful about eye contact. When you look directly at someone while speaking, energy transfers. It tells them you are talking to them, not just at them. It creates connection, and connection is what turns a speech into an experience. Without it, your words float in the air and vanish. With it, your words stick, because people feel you meant them. Another key is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you speak about something with excitement, it spreads. People want to be near enthusiasm because it makes them feel alive. But enthusiasm must be real. Forced excitement feels fake and pushes people away. Genuine enthusiasm, born from real passion, pulls people in. If you want energy in your voice, find subjects you care about deeply. Now let's talk about impact. When you speak with energy, you do more than entertain. You inspire action. People leave conversations with you wanting to do something, try something, or believe in something they didn't before. That influence is valuable. It positions you as someone worth following, and people want to be around those who move them toward progress. Speaking with energy also improves relationships. When friends, family, or colleagues talk to you, they want to feel your presence. If you answer with lifeless words, the relationship weakens. But if you respond with engaged energy, they feel appreciated. They feel that their time with you is meaningful. That makes them return, and the cycle builds stronger bonds. Let's bring it into real situations. Imagine you're in a job interview. Two candidates have the same skills. One answers questions flatly, with no life in their tone. The other answers with energy, showing excitement about the role, leaning forward, speaking with clear conviction. Who do you think gets chosen? The second, because opportunities go to people who bring energy that others want to work with. Now picture yourself giving a presentation. The slides are the same, but the DIRAs makes all the difference. If you speak with low energy, the message gets lost. If you speak with high energy, the message comes alive. People remember not only what you said, but how you said it. That memory creates influence. Influence creates opportunity. Energy even matters in casual conversations. If you meet someone new and introduce yourself with enthusiasm, they will want to continue talking. If you speak flatly, they may politely end the exchange. The first impression often decides whether opportunity. Koniec.
or dies. Your energy is the deciding factor. Here's a habit to build. Before you speak, check your state. Ask yourself, am I awake in this moment? Am I present? Am I bringing my full self? If the answer is no, adjust. Stand taller. Take a deep breath. Think of why your words matter. Once your mind and body are engaged, speak. This habit ensures you don't just fill silence. You create impact. You must also learn to match your energy to the situation. Too much intensity can overwhelm. Too little can bore. The right balance is found by paying attention to the room. If people seem tired, lift them up with higher energy. If they are tense, calm them with steady energy. Adaptation shows emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence makes your energy even more magnetic. Energy is not about being someone else. It's about being the fullest version of yourself. Some people are naturally loud. Others are quieter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you bring life to your words in a way that feels authentic. People don't want a copy of someone else. They want the real you alive and present. You also cannot underestimate consistency. If you only speak with energy once in a while, they may not trust it. But if you consistently bring energy, you build a reputation. You become known as someone who lights up conversations, who adds life to meetings, who inspires belief in others. That reputation follows you, and with it comes more invitations, more collaborations, and more opportunities. Speaking with energy is one of the simplest ways to stand out. Yet so many ignore it. They think knowledge alone is N. But in reality, delivery often matters more than content. Knowledge plus energy equals influence. Influence plus trust equals opportunity. That is the formula you must live by if you want to attract doors opening in your life. So commit to this habit. Speak with energy that makes people feel alive. Speak with conviction that shows you believe in your words. Speak with authenticity that proves you are real. Speak with enthusiasm that makes people lean closer instead of walking away. If you practice this every day, you will notice people treat you differently. They will invite you in. They will recommend you. They will remember you. And from those moments, opportunity will flow. In the end, your voice is not just sound. It is a force. When you fill it with energy, you draw people closer. When you draw people closer, you multiply your chances for growth. And when you multiply your chances, you build a life full of opportunities that others only dream about. So take ownership of your energy and speak in a way that makes people want to stay near you. That is one of the greatest habits you can ever build.
Number 4, follow up quickly after meetings and prove you are reliable. When people sit down together in a meeting, there is talk, there are ideas, and there are promises. But the truth is, the real judgment about a person's character and reliability does not happen inside the room. It happens afterward. It happens when the meeting is over and everyone goes back to their daily lives. What you choose to do in that space of time decides whether people will ever trust you again. Following up quickly after meetings is one of the strongest signals you can send that you are reliable. Reliability is what separates those who are remembered from those who are forgotten. Most people underestimate how much the follow-up matters. They believe showing up at the meeting was enough. They believe speaking confidently in the room was enough. But in reality, everyone is waiting to see what happens next. The meeting itself is only half the story. The other half is what you do after. Do you act quickly? Do you keep your word? Do you deliver on what you agreed? Those questions decide your reputation. The psychology behind this is simple. People trust those who reduce uncertainty. When someone knows you will act quickly and follow through, they feel safe depending on you. They don't need to chase you. They don't need to worry if you meant what you said. That peace of mind is valuable. People will give more opportunities to the person who brings peace of mind than to the one who creates doubt. Every opportunity requires trust, and trust is built on reliability. Think about your own experience. How do you feel when someone says they will send you something after the meeting and you receive it that same day? You feel respected. You feel that your time mattered. You feel they are serious. On the other hand, when someone says the same thing and you wait days with no response, how do you feel? Disappointed, questioning.
less likely to trust them again. The difference is not talent. The difference is the habit of following up. Following up quickly is also about respect for time. In our world, time is crowded. Everyone has too much to do. If you delay your response, people move on. They forget the details. The energy fades. By following up fast, you keep the momentum alive. You show that you valued the conversation enough to act on it immediately. That urgency makes people want to keep working with you. Now, what does following up actually look like? It means you do not wait until the next week to send notes. You don't wait until someone has to remind you. You act within hours. If you promise to send information, you send it. If you agreed to take responsibility for a task, you confirm what steps you will take. If you said you would connect someone with a contact, you make the introduction. The speed matters. The clarity matters. The consistency matters. Some people think, if I wait, it will show I am busy and important. That is a mistake. Delays are not a sign of importance. They are a sign of disorganization or lack of seriousness. People respect speed. They respect someone who treats commitments as urgent. Quick follow-up is not about rushing. It is about discipline. It is about building a reputation as someone who always closes the loop. Reliability is one of the rarest qualities today. Many people have ambition. Many people have talent, but very few are consistent in doing exactly what they said they would do, exactly when they said they would do it. That is why reliability is so powerful. When people see it in you, they remember it because it is rare. And when you combine reliability with quick action, you become the person they want on their side. Opportunities flow to the reliable. Promotions, partnerships, referrals, recommendations. All of these are built on reliability. Nobody recommends the person who forgets to follow up. Nobody invites the person who disappears after the meeting. But the one who responds right away, the one who proves through action that their words can be trusted, this is the one who gets chosen again and again. So how do you master this habit? The first step is to decide that every meeting ends with responsibility. You never walk out of a room without knowing what is expected of you. Write it down. Clarify it before you leave. If you are not sure, ask. Then once you have it, act on it quickly. The second step is to create a system. Don't rely on memory. Use reminders, notes, or tools that keep you accountable. The goal is to reduce the gap between the meeting and your action. The shorter that gap, the stronger your reputation grows. The third step is to communicate clearly. Following up is not only about speed, it is about clarity. If you are sending an email, make it specific. Outline the action steps. Confirm deadlines. Remove doubt. When people see that you understand exactly what needs to be done and that you are moving on it, their trust in you grows. The fourth step is consistency. Following up once or twice is not enough. It must become part of your identity. People should come to expect it from you. They should think, if they say it, it will be done. And it will be done quickly. That is the reputation you want. Now let's touch on human psychology again. People feel respected when you value their time. Quick follow-up says, I respect your time. I respect your trust. I respect this relationship. And respect is the foundation of influence. When people feel respected by you, they respect you in return. And respect always opens doors. Think of a business owner deciding which partner to choose. Both have strong skills, but one has a habit of delayed responses, while the other always follows up quickly, with precision. Who will they choose? The second one. Because when money, reputation, and outcomes are on the line, people choose reliability every time. This applies not only to business, but to personal life as well. Friends, family, and community members value the same thing. If you say you'll call. If you say you'll send a message, send it. If you say you'll handle it. The strength of your character is measured in these small actions. Small actions build big trust. Big trust attracts big opportunities. There is another important factor. Quick follow-up builds momentum for you as well. When you act quickly, you clear tasks out of your mind. You free yourself from the weight of unfinished commitments. That clarity gives you energy to move forward. Delays create clutter. Quick action creates freedom. and that freedom makes you more effective in everything you do. Some people wonder, what if I cannot deliver everything right away? The answer is simple. Communicate. If the task requires more time, follow up immediately with a clear update. I started on this, here is what I've done so far, and here is when you will receive the rest. That simple shows reliability. Even if the task is not finished yet, people know they can count on you. Silence destroys trust. Communication builds it. Reliability also spreads. Once people see you as reliable, they begin to speak about you. They to others. You can count on them. They follow through. They deliver. That reputation spreads beyond the room. New people hear about you before they even meet you, and that reputation itself becomes an opportunity magnet. You may not always be the smartest or the most experienced, but if you are reliable, you will be chosen. If you follow up quickly, you will be remembered. If you prove through action that people can depend on you, you will rise. That is the power of this habit. So build it into your life with discipline. After every meeting, act quickly. Prove yourself with action, not just words. Communicate clearly. Stay consistent. Respect time. If you do this, you will not need to chase opportunities. They will come looking for you. People will say, we want them on our team. We want them on our project. We want them in our corner. The world is full of people who start strong and end weak. Be the opposite. Start strong, but finish stronger. Show that you can be trusted. After the words have ended, that single choice to follow up quickly and prove you are reliable can transform the way people see you. And when people see you as reliable, opportunity becomes a natural part of your life.
Number 5. Keep improving daily so people see constant growth in you. Every person is being watched, whether they realize it or not. Colleagues notice how you work. Friends notice how you carry yourself. Family notices the choices you make. And in every circle, people are asking a silent question. Are you growing, or are you staying the same? When others see constant growth in you, when they see that you are not the same person you were yesterday, they naturally treat you differently. They begin to trust that you are serious about your future. They believe that investing time, energy, or opportunity into you is worth it. That is why keeping up daily improvement is not just a personal choice. It is a signal to the world that you are someone who will not waste what you are given. Growth is not a one-time achievement. Earning a degree, finishing a course, reading one book, these are steps, but not the journey. The real journey is continuous. Growth must become daily. Each day you either improve or you decline. There is no standing still, because the world keeps moving. If you choose comfort and repeat the same patterns every day, life quietly passes you by, and before you realize it, others have moved ahead. But if you choose to grow a little every day, the difference compounds. Over time, you become the person people look to for answers, guidance, and leadership. The truth is, opportunity is drawn to progress. People are inspired by someone who is always getting better. They admire consistency. They want to be around those who push themselves forward. Why? Because growth gives them hope that they can grow too. If you want to attract opportunities, you must let others witness your improvement with their own eyes. Improvement is not just about career or money. It is about all areas of life. Improving your health, your discipline, your knowledge, your communication, your relationships. Each one adds to the impression that you are serious about becoming more. For example, if you start exercising and taking care of your body, people notice the energy you bring. If you expand your knowledge daily by reading, learning, or asking questions, people notice the depth of your thinking. If you work on your character and handle situations with greater maturity, people notice the steadiness of your presence. Every improvement, no matter how small, sends a message. I am not the same person I was yesterday. One of the most powerful effects of daily improvement is credibility. Imagine someone who always talks about their goals but never changes. After a while, people stop listening to them. Their words carry no weight. But think of the person who quietly grows every day.
They may not talk much about their plans, but their actions speak loudly. People see their results, their growth, their discipline. That person earns respect without needing to ask for it. Growth requires commitment. It does not happen by accident. You must plan it, track it, and protect it. Improvement can be as simple as reading 10 pages of a book every day, learning one new skill every week, or reflecting on your mistakes at the end of the day. These actions look small in the moment, but small actions create big changes over time. Consistency is the secret. Many start strong for a week or two, and then fade. The real power is in building habits that stay with you for years. There is also a psychological dimension. People trust growth. They are more willing to partner with someone who is moving forward because they believe that person won't drag them down. Nobody wants to attach themselves to someone who refuses to change, but everyone wants to align with someone who shows steady improvement. Growth makes you magnetic. It signals reliability, ambition, and responsibility. To make you visible, share it in actions, not just words. If you learned a new idea, apply it in conversation. If you developed a new skill, put it into practice. If you worked on your health, let your energy show in how you engage with others. Don't boast about growth. Demonstrate it. People respect visible results more than spoken claims. Improvement also requires humility. You must accept that you are never finished. The moment you think you know everything is the moment growth stops. Real progress comes when you acknowledge weaknesses and work on them daily. This honesty not only helps you improve faster, but also makes others respect you more. People are drawn to those who admit they are still learning yet keep moving forward. Consider the workplace. When leaders look for someone to promote, they do not just ask, who is the most skilled today? They ask, who is growing the fastest? Who shows potential? Who is always improving? Because they know skills of today may become outdated tomorrow. But if a person has the habit of constant growth, they will always be ready for the future. That is why consistent improvement makes you more valuable. Growth is also contagious. When you improve daily, others around you feel challenged. They see your effort and it sparks effort in them. This influence makes you a leader without needing a title. People naturally look up to the person who is moving forward, and leadership always brings opportunity. To stay consistent, build routines that guarantee improvement. Create time in the morning for learning. Use evenings for reflection. Set weekly goals that push you out of comfort. Track your progress so you can see how far you have come. This structure ensures that improvement is not left to chance. It becomes part of your lifestyle. Do not underestimate small wins. Some people only celebrate big achievements, but big achievements are rare. What builds confidence is the daily progress. Finishing a chapter, learning a new tool, eating healthier, practicing a difficult conversation. These steps accumulate into growth that others cannot ignore. When people see your constant growth, they begin to invest in you. They recommend you. They trust you with more responsibility. They include you in opportunities because they believe you will keep rising. Nobody wants to attach opportunity to someone who is stuck. Everyone wants to give opportunity to someone who is climbing. Growth also protects you. Life is unpredictable. Industries change. Circumstances shift. If you are stagnant, change destroys you. But if you are always learning and adapting, change becomes manageable. You can adjust because growth has prepared you. This adaptability makes you a safer choice for opportunity. Finally, daily improvement builds self-respect. When you know you are better today than yesterday, you walk differently. You carry with pride, not arrogance, but quiet confidence. That confidence is visible to everyone around you. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves through proven action. Make growth a daily standard. Push yourself to be sharper, healthier, wiser, and kinder every day. Track your progress, demonstrate it through actions, and stay humble enough to keep learning. When others see your growth, they will know you are serious. They will know you are reliable. They will know you will not waste opportunity. And because of that, they will open doors for you that remain closed to others. Constant growth is not just about becoming more for yourself. It is about proving through action that you are someone worth investing in. Every day you improve. You send a message to the world. I am moving forward. I will not remain the same. And that message, repeated daily, attracts opportunities that transform your future.
Number 6, respect everyone equally and never act bigger than others. One of the clearest signs of true character is how a person treats others when there is nothing to gain. Anyone can show respect to someone with influence, money, or status. That is easy. But the habit that attracts lasting opportunity is showing the same respect to every person you meet, regardless of position or background, and never placing yourself above them. Respect creates trust, and trust builds bridges that open doors you could never open on your own. People are sensitive to how they are treated. They notice tone, body language, and attitude. When you look at someone as though they are less important, it leaves a mark. They may never say it, but they feel it. And when you consistently act as if you are bigger than others, you push away more opportunities than you realize. On the other hand, when people feel valued in your presence, when they sense you see them as equals, they remember you for it. That memory works in your favor long after the conversation ends. Opportunities often arrive through people you least expect. The receptionist may recommend you to a decision maker. The intern may one day run a company. The driver who takes you to the airport may know someone who changes your career. This is not theory. It happens every day. If you only respect people who can give you something immediately, you close the door on countless opportunities waiting for you in the future. Respect must be universal, not selective. Treating people as equals requires humility. Humility does not mean lowering yourself. It means refusing to raise yourself above others. It is the ability to recognize that every person's story has value. Titles, wealth, or achievements may differ, but at the human level, we are the same. When you live with that understanding, you create deeper connections because people feel safe with you. Safety and respect together make relationships stronger than any transaction ever could. Think about the people you admire. Often it is not just their success, but the way they treat others. A leader who takes time to listen to employees, a business person who treats staff with kindness, a teacher who respects every student. These are the ones remembered with affection. Their influence lasts because it is built on respect. When people trust your character, they want to work with you, recommend you, and stay loyal to you. That loyalty is a form of opportunity that money alone cannot buy. Acting bigger than others may feel like power in the moment, but it weakens your reputation over time. Nobody wants to work with someone who looks down on them. Even if they must cooperate with you, they will do so without enthusiasm. Respect, on the other hand, creates goodwill. People go the extra mile for someone who makes them feel valued. They volunteer help, share information, and support your goals. In the long run, respect multiplies your chances in ways arrogance never can. Respect also reveals discipline. It shows that you can control your ego. Everyone has moments where pride whispers, "You are more important than this person." But if you can quiet that voice and choose respect instead, you show sense. Weak people let pride control them. Strong people choose humility. That strength is admired. And admiration leads to influence. Influence, in turn, leads to greater opportunities. Practical respect is shown in simple ways. Greet people warmly, no matter who they are. Use their name. Listen when they speak. Thank them for their contribution, no matter how small. Do not interrupt. Do not dismiss. Do not assume you know more because of where you stand. These small habits make a big difference in how others see you. Respecting everyone equally also sharpens your awareness. You begin to notice the talents and insights of people others overlook. That awareness can lead you to information, connections, or solutions hidden in plain sight. Many great opportunities are missed because someone dismissed the person who held the key. By showing respect, you keep every door open. In professional life, this habit is especially powerful. Companies rise and fall based on teamwork. A leader who treats everyone equally deals loyalty. A colleague who respects others earns cooperation. A service provider who respects clients
earns repeat business. These outcomes are not accidents. They are rewards for consistent respect. Respect also matters in personal relationships. Family members, partners, and friends thrive when treated as equals. Acting bigger than others damages bonds. Over time, it creates distance. But when you respect those closest to you, you build a foundation of trust that supports every other area of your life. Opportunity flows more easily when your personal life is strong and your character is consistent everywhere. There is a psychological truth at work here. Every person carries an invisible need to feel significant. When you treat them with equal respect, you meet that need. They feel valued, and they connect that positive feeling to you. Later, when they encounter chances to recommend someone, support a decision, or open a door, your name comes to mind. You may never know how far one act of respect travels, but it always travels farther than you think. It is also important to remember that respect is tested in moments of frustration. It is easy to be kind when everything goes smoothly. The real test is when mistakes happen, when service is slow, when someone disappoints you. Do you lash out and act superior, or do you remain calm and respectful? The way you handle these moments reveals your character more than your words ever will. People notice. They decide whether to trust you in bigger matters based on how you treat others in smaller ones. Respect is not weakness. Some confuse humility with a lack of strength. In reality, it is the opposite. Respect requires confidence. When you know your own worth, you don't need to step on others to feel important. You can lift others up without feeling diminished. That balance makes people admire you because they see strength without arrogance. Never acting bigger than others also allows you to keep learning. If you think you are above someone, you stop listening to them. You close yourself off to lessons they could teach. But when you treat everyone as equal, you stay open. A child may teach you patience. A intern may give you a new perspective. An employee may offer an idea that saves your company. Respect keeps you teachable, and being teachable keeps you growing. Growth itself attracts opportunity. This habit also protects your reputation. Word spreads quickly when someone acts arrogant. People talk about those who belittle others. That reputation closes doors silently. You may never know why you were not chosen, but often it is because someone remembered the way you treated them. Respect builds the opposite reputation. People talk about how well you treat others, and that positive story spreads just as quickly. These stories become invisible recommendations that lead to new chances. To live this habit, you must decide daily to check your ego. Before you speak, ask yourself, am I treating this person with equal respect? Before you react, ask, am I acting bigger than them? These questions keep you honest. Respect is not a one-time act. It is a daily discipline. It must become part of how you see the world. The reward is clear. People gravitate toward those who make them feel valued. They trust those who never look down on them. They support those who show equality in action. By respecting everyone equally and refusing to act bigger than others, you create a life where opportunities flow naturally. You do not chase them. They come because people trust your character. Respect is remembered long after words are forgotten. It shapes the way people speak about you when you are not in the room. It builds a reputation that carries your name further than you could carry it yourself. And it ensures that when opportunities are being handed out, yours will always be at the front of the line.
Number 7, deliver more than promised and surprise people with your effort. When people make promises, most stop at the bare minimum. They do just enough to meet expectations and then move on. That may be enough to keep things functioning, but it is not enough to stand out. If you want opportunities to chase you, if you want people to see you as someone who is different from the crowd, then you must adopt the habit of delivering more than promised and surprising people with your effort. Going beyond expectation is not about showing off. It is about showing character, reliability, and pride in your work. Think about the last time someone gave you more than you expected. Maybe you ordered a service and received faster delivery than promised. Maybe a friend remembered an important detail and did something extra to support you. That surprise felt good. It made you think highly of them. It probably made you want to return to them or recommend them to others.
That is the power of exceeding expectations. It plants loyalty and creates admiration. In every area of life, people remember the extra. If you give only what is expected, you meet the standard. If you give more, you raise the standard. People are drawn to those who raise standard. They trust that person more. They want to involve that person in bigger opportunities because they know this is someone who does not stop at average. Delivering more than promised builds credibility. Imagine two employees assigned the same project. Both deliver on time. One completes the task exactly as agreed, while the other completes it, improves the process, and provides extra insights nobody asked for. Which one do you think the leader will remember? Which one will they consider for promotions or new projects? It will always be the one who gave more. Not because the first did wrong, but because the second showed initiative and pride. Exceeding expectations also creates emotional impact. People do not feel excited when they get exactly what they paid for. They feel satisfied, nothing more. But when they receive more than expected, they feel surprise, gratitude, and admiration. Those emotions build strong relationships. People attach those emotions to you, and that attachment creates opportunities. This habit requires discipline. Many people promise big but deliver small. That damages trust. The right approach is to promise realistically and then deliver more. You don't exaggerate your abilities. You don't create false hope. You set honest expectations and then quietly add extra effort that creates surprise. This approach protects your credibility and multiplies your impact. Delivering more than promised is not limited to professional life. In personal relationships, this habit strengthens bonds. If you tell a friend you will help them for an hour, and you stay longer to make sure everything is complete, you show loyalty. If you tell your family you will handle one task and you handle two, you show care. These actions are remembered because they show that you value others enough to give more of yourself. The key to sustaining this habit is mindset. You must see every task as an opportunity to demonstrate who you are. It does not matter how small it seems. Whether it is sending an email, completing a report, or helping with a favor, treat it as a chance to build trust. Every time you go beyond expectation, you are investing in your reputation, and reputation is the currency of opportunity. Some may argue that doing more than promised risks being taken advantage of. That is why balance matters. You do not allow others to exploit you, but you consistently choose to give more than average because it aligns with your character. The goal is not to exhaust yourself, but to show that you are someone who takes pride in giving value. People who recognize your character will reward it, and those who try to take advantage reveal themselves quickly, allowing you to set boundaries without changing the habit. Delivering more also builds confidence. When you push beyond what was required, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Each time you stretch, you expand your limits. That growth shows in your skills, in your attitude, and in the way you carry yourself. Over time, people see not only your results, but also your development. That progress attracts bigger challenges and opportunities. Consider the entrepreneur who launches a product. If it works exactly as described, customers are satisfied. If it works better than described, customers become advocates. They talk about it. They spread the word. The same principle applies to individuals. When your work surprises people with quality, they talk about you. They recommend you. They invite you into rooms you would not enter otherwise. That is the practical power of exceeding expectations. To live this habit daily, you need a simple strategy. First, commit to doing what you promised without excuses. That is the foundation. Second, ask yourself, what small thing can I add that will make this better? It could be extra research, faster delivery, clearer communication, or additional support. Third, act without expecting applause. The goal is to build trust, not to chase recognition. The recognition will come naturally, because people always notice when you give more. This approach also changes how people describe you. Instead of saying, they did what was asked, they will say, they gave more than we expected. That sentence carries weight. It separates you from the majority, who only meet minimum requirement. Over time, it's a reputation that opens doors long before you knock. In leadership, this habit is even more powerful. Leaders who deliver more than promised earn loyalty from their team, and they commit to supporting employees and then provide more resources, more guidance, and more encouragement than expected. People follow them with trust. That loyalty makes teams stronger, and strong teams produce results that attract further opportunity. This habit also applies in everyday encounters. If you promise to call someone back, call sooner than they expect. If you promise to share information, add a resource they didn't ask for. If you promise to attend an event, show up early and help out. These small acts, repeated daily, shape the way people think of you. They see you as dependable, thoughtful, and dedicated. Those qualities make you someone they want on their side. Opportunities do not only chase talent, they chase trustworthiness. They chase reliability. They chase people who consistently deliver more than promised. Because when big opportunities are at stake, people want to be sure they are placing them in safe hands. Your reputation for going beyond will be the reason they choose you. Delivering more than promised does not require grand gestures. Often it is the little extras that make the biggest impression. A note of appreciation, a faster reply, a clearer explanation, a touch of kindness. These details cost little, but create impact far beyond their size. People remember the details, and people open doors for those who leave them with good memories. The greatest advantage of this habit is that it builds long-term trust. Anyone can impress once, but when you make exceeding expectations a lifestyle, you create a pattern. People begin to associate your name with quality, consistency, and surprise. They stop doubting you. They start believing in you. That belief is the foundation of enduring opportunities. So choose to be the person who always gives a little more. Not because you have to, but because it defines who you are. Every time you surprise someone with your effort, you strengthen your reputation. Every time you give beyond the minimum, you prove that you are serious about excellence. And every time you raise the standard, you set yourself apart from the crowd. Opportunities come to those who do what others won't. Most people deliver just enough. Be the one who delivers more. Be the one who surprises people with effort, with quality, over time. That habit will make you orville, and when you are unforgettable, opportunity never stops coming your way.
Number 8, take initiative fast when others hesitate to act on chances. When opportunities appear, they rarely wait around. They pass quickly, moving to the hands of those willing to grab them without delay. Most people hesitate. They overthink. They wait for conditions to be perfect. They worry about what others might say. And in the space of that hesitation, the chance is gone. The people who attract opportunities again and again are the ones who act fast when others hold back. They take initiative before doubt or fear takes control. They show through action that they are ready for responsibility. And that readiness makes them magnets for more chances. Hesitation is natural, but it is costly. Every time you delay, you allow uncertainty to grow larger in your mind. You begin to imagine risks that may never exist. You tell yourself stories that paralyze you. Meanwhile, someone else who does not wait steps forward and takes the very chance you were thinking about. Life rewards the doer, not the one who only plans. It is important to understand this truth. Opportunities are not evenly distributed. They are seized by those who move first. Taking initiative does not mean being reckless. It means acting decisively with what you know at the time. It means saying yes when others are still thinking about it. It means being the first to volunteer, the first to try, the first to step forward. Leaders notice that. Peers notice that. Even strangers notice that. People are drawn to those who step forward with courage, because courage is rare. Think about the workplace. A new project comes up, and the room goes quiet. Everyone looks around, unsure who will take it. Most people wait, worried about extra work or possible failure. But if you raise your hand, if you say, "I'll do it," you immediately stand out. You become visible to decision makers. You gain experience others missed. And even if you stumble, you are remembered as the one who stepped forward when others hesitated. That memory pays off in future opportunities. This habit matters in daily life too. How many people see a chance to meet someone valuable, but stay silent because they are afraid to approach? How many let a good idea slip away because they are waiting for confidence to magically appear?
Initiative solves this. By moving first, you give yourself an edge. You enter doors while others are still standing outside, wondering whether they should knock. Taking initiative quickly also builds momentum. Once you act, the energy pushes you forward. You begin to figure things out as you go. Action creates clarity. The longer you wait, the fog grows thicker. But the moment you act, the path begins to reveal itself. That is why initiative is so powerful. It shifts your mind from worry to progress. People trust those who act. They may not always agree with the action, but they respect the willingness to step up. Trust grows when others see that you are not frozen by hesitation. They think, if I give them a chance, they won't waste it. That trust leads to more chances, because reliability is proven not just in words, but in the speed of your response. Another truth is that most people do not take initiative because they fear mistakes. But mistakes made while acting are far less damaging than entity lost by waiting. Mistakes teach. Hesitation leaves you with nothing. The habit of acting fast allows you to collect lessons, improve, and grow while others are still stuck in indecision. Over time, that growth puts you far ahead. There is also a psychological effect on yourself. Every time you take initiative, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. You prove to yourself that you can face uncertainty. That proof builds confidence. Confidence then fuels more action. It becomes a cycle where each step makes you bolder. People see that boldness and want to be around it. Boldness attracts opportunities because it signals that you can handle them. Let's talk about timing. Opportunities often appear without warning. They are not polite. They do not wait until you feel ready. That is why preparation is key. If you want to act fast, you must stay ready. Improve your skills daily. Keep your mind sharp. Build your network and stay disciplined. Then, when a chance appears, you do not need weeks to prepare. You are already prepared. Readiness allows you to move instantly, while others are still catching up. Taking initiative fast also builds influence. People notice patterns. If you are always the one to step forward first, they start looking to you naturally. They expect you to lead. This influence creates opportunities without you needing to ask. People bring ideas, projects, and chances to you because they know you are the kind of person who acts. Do not underestimate how attractive initiative is to others. Leaders want team members who take ownership. Winners want collaborators who step forward. Communities want members who contribute without waiting to be told. Initiative signals responsibility. Responsibility signals trustworthiness. Trustworthiness attracts opportunities. The chain is clear, and it begins with action. Some may say, but what if I fail by acting too quickly? The answer is simple. Failure teaches faster than hesitation. Acting fast gives you experience. Waiting gives you nothing. You can adjust, correct, and improve after action. But you cannot adjust or improve if you never moved. Failure while acting builds credibility because it shows courage. Hesitation shows fear, and fear does not inspire confidence in others. The world is full of people who wait for permission. They wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions, or someone else to lead the way. Those who build remarkable lives are the ones who stop waiting. They create their own permission. They act before conditions are perfect. They decide that moving forward is better than standing still. That decision is what sets them apart. This habit requires practice. Start small. Volunteer for a task nobody wants. Speak up when the room goes silent. Try something you've been avoiding because of fear. E-act builds your courage muscle. Soon, acting quickly becomes natural. You will begin to notice hesitation in others, and instead of joining them, you will step forward. That pattern builds a reputation that people admire. Opportunities will often disguise themselves as small chances. A small project, a short introduction, a minor responsibility. If you take initiative in those moments, bigger chances follow. Life tests you with little opportunities before handing you large ones. If you ignore the small, you never reach the big. Initiative in every situation, no matter the size, proves that you are ready for more. The reward for this habit is not just more opportunities, but deeper respect. People respect those who move, while others wait. They see strength in your action. They see reliability in your speed. They see courage in your willingness. Respect always creates influence, and influence always brings more doors your way. So decide to build this habit as part of who you are. Train yourself to act fast when others hesitate. Stay prepared so you are always ready. Embrace mistakes as part of progress. Use every small chance to show your initiative. In time, people will see you as the one who can be counted on when action is needed. They will invite you, recommend you, and trust you with more responsibility. Opportunities will not always knock twice. If you hesitate, someone else will answer. If you act, you make the opportunity yours. The habit of taking initiative fast when others hesitate is one of the most powerful ways to stand out, to prove your value, and to attract a future full of chances others only dream about.
Number 9, stay consistent with your values so people know your direction. Every person has values, but not every person lives by them. Values are not just words written on paper or ideas shared in conversation. They are the rules you live by, the decisions you make, the way you treat people, and the choices you refuse to compromise on. Staying consistent with your values is one of the strongest ways to show people who you are and where you are going. When others can clearly see your direction, they know what to expect from you. They know you are reliable. They know you will not bend with the wind of convenience. That consistency attracts trust, and trust is the foundation of opportunity. The problem in today's world is that many people shift constantly. They say one thing today and another thing tomorrow. They claim to believe in honesty, but when pressure comes, they lie. They talk about hard work, but when things get tough, they say relationships matter, but they only show respect when it benefits them. Inconsistency creates confusion. People never know what to expect, so they hesitate to rely on you. No one wants to tie their future to someone who changes direction every other day. Consistency with your values means that people can read your actions like a map. If honesty is your value, they know you will tell the truth, even when it costs you. If discipline is your value, they know you will show up on time, prepared and ready. If kindness is your value, they know you will treat everyone fairly, even when nobody is watching. This level of clarity is rare, but it is powerful because it makes people feel safe. They know where you stand, and that knowledge makes them trust you with responsibility and opportunity. Think of how relationships work. A friend who is consistent earns loyalty. You know they will be there. You know they will act the same way tomorrow as they did yesterday. But a friend who changes constantly leaves you unsure. You wonder if they will keep their word or disappear. You wonder if they will support you or betray you. The same is true in professional life. Employers, partners, and clients want consistency. They want to know what you stand for and what direction you are moving in. Your values are like a compass. They guide every decision you make. But the compass only works if you follow it every day, not just when it is convenient. Anyone can claim values when times are easy. The real test comes during pressure, temptation, or fear. Will you still honor your values when it is uncomfortable? If the answer is yes, you build credibility that cannot be bought. If the answer is no, you weaken your reputation and confuse those around you. Consistency requires discipline. It means saying no when the easy choice is tempting. It means sticking to your principles even when shortcuts are available. It means refusing to betray your character for temporary gain. This discipline might feel hard in the moment, but it is off long term. People may not always agree with your values, but they will respect your consistency. They will know you are someone who can be trusted. Opportunities come through trust, and trust comes from predictability. When others know your values, they can predict your choices. That predictability makes them comfortable partnering with you, recommending you or giving you responsibility. They don't have to guess. They don't have to worry. They know what they will get because you have proven it through consistency. Another benefit is clarity for yourself. When you stay true to your values, you know where you are going. You don't waste time chasing paths that don't fit your character. You don't get distracted by trends or opinions. You move in one direction with focus. That focus compounds over time, and eventually, people recognize you as someone with purpose. Purpose attracts respect, and respect attracts opportunity. Consistency with values also builds resilience.
Life will test you. Challenges will shake you. But if your values are your anchor, you will not be thrown off course. While others drift and lose themselves, you stay grounded. People notice that steadiness. They admire it because it is rare. And admiration turns into trust, which turns into chances that others miss. Let's make it practical. If you believe in excellence, show it in every detail of your work. Not just when the boss is watching, but when nobody is paying attention. If you believe in risk, live it with everyone. The powerful and the powerless, the stranger and the friend. If you believe in growth, prove it by learning every day, not just when others are pushing you. Values lived consistently shape your identity, and identity is what people respond to. Some people think flexibility means abandoning values when convenient. That is not true flexibility. That is weakness. Real flexibility is adapting methods without changing principle. For example, you may change the way you work, but you do not change your commitment to quality. You may change the way you communicate, but you do not abandon honesty. Flexibility and approach, combined with consistency and values, is what makes people both adaptable and trustworthy. There is also a deeper psychological truth here. People are drawn to certainty. In a world where so much is unpredictable, they want to anchor themselves to someone stable. If you are that person, you become a source of security. People will naturally gravitate to you because you give them confidence. That confidence is the soil where opportunities grow. Consider leadership. The best leaders are not perfect, but they are consistent. Their teams know what to expect from them. They know what principles guide decisions. This consistency creates loyalty. Without it, trust breaks and opportunities dry up. The same applies to personal influence. You don't need a title to be a leader. If you live by consistent values, people will see you as a leader anyway, and they will treat you accordingly. This habit also protects your reputation. A reputation built on consistency is difficult to break. People will defend you because they have seen your actions over time. Even if someone doubts you, others will say, "No, I know them, and they are consistent." That reputation opens doors long before you arrive in the room. But if you change values constantly, your reputation becomes meek. People will whisper, "I don't know where they stand." That uncertainty closes doors. Opportunities go to those who are clear, not those who are confused. To live this habit, decide what your values are and write them down. Keep them visible. Review them often. Ask yourself daily, did I live my values today? If not, adjust tomorrow. Over time, the consistency will become natural. It will no longer feel like effort. It will feel like identity. And identity is powerful because it cannot be faked. When you reach this level, people will not just hear your values. They will see them. They will say, that person is honest, or that person is disciplined, or that person respects everyone. Those statements are not based on what you said, but on what you did consistently. Actions repeated daily become your reputation, and reputation shapes your opportunities. In the end, staying consistent with your values is not about being perfect. It is about being steady. It is about living in such a way that people know your direction without needing to ask. They see your honesty, your discipline, your respect, your drive. They trust it because you have proven it over and over. And because they trust it, they invite you into bigger and better opportunity. Opportunities are attracted to people who cannot be shaken from their values. The world looks for those who are stable, trustworthy, and clear in their direction. Be that person. Stay consistent with your values every day. Let people see your direction through your action. That consistency will not just earn respect. It will open doors that inconsistency will always leave closed.
Number 10, handle criticism with maturity and turn it into your strength. Criticism is something every human being will face, no matter how hard they work or how good their intentions are. The moment you start growing, building, or standing out, voices will appear. Some will be fair, some will be harsh, and some will be completely unfair. You cannot control the words that come at you, but you can control how you handle them. The way you respond to criticism decides whether it breaks you down or builds you up. If you handle it with maturity and learn to turn it into your strength, you separate yourself from the majority who crumble under it. Opportunities always find the people who can take pressure without falling apart. Maturity begins with control. When criticism comes, the natural reaction is to get defensive. You want to fight back, explain yourself, or reject what was said. But defensiveness only closes your ears and hardens your heart. Maturity means pausing before reacting. It means listening, even when it stings. It means separating your feelings from the facts. This is not easy, but it is powerful. The person who can stay calm while being criticized sends a strong message about their character. They show strength instead of weakness. Not all criticism is the same. Some criticism is useful, given with the intention to help you improve. Other criticism is destructive, spoken to tear you down. Maturity is the ability to tell the difference. If there is truth in the words, accept it. If the words are empty, let them go without letting them control your emotion. When you can filter criticism like this, you protect yourself from being damaged by negativity, while still collecting the lessons that make you stronger. Turning criticism into strength means using it as fuel. If someone points out a weakness, you have two choices. You can feel insulted and stop, or you can take it as information and improve. If they say you are not disciplined enough, you can prove them wrong by developing discipline. If they say your communication is weak, you can study and practice until it becomes your strength. Every piece of fair criticism is a mirror. It shows you something you might not have seen. Those who use that mirror to adjust grow faster than those who cover it up with excuses. But what about unfair criticism? This is where real maturity is tested. People will sometimes attack you not because you are wrong, but because they feel insecure, jealous, or threatened. If you waste energy trying to win every battle against unfair criticism, you lose focus on your goals. The mature response is to stay steady. Let results speak louder than words. Let consistency silence doubts. Over time, the truth of your actions will outweigh the noise of unfair voices. Handling this kind of criticism with calmness shows emotional strength, and people admire that. The world watches how you respond when you are criticized. Colleagues, leaders, friends, and even strangers notice. If you explode in anger, they question your stability. If you collapse in shame, they question your resilience. But if you listen calmly, extract value, and move forward, they see strength. They think, this is someone I can trust with bigger responsibility. That is why handling criticism well attracts opportunity. It is not about the criticism itself. It is about the way you prove maturity through your response. Criticism also keeps you sharp. If you only hear praise, you stop growing. Praise feels good but teaches little. Criticism stings, but it reveals blind spots. Blind spots are dangerous because you cannot fix what you cannot see. When someone points them out, they give you a gift, though often wrapped in unpleasant packaging. If you are mature enough to unwrap it, you gain insight that helps you improve. Improvement attracts respect. Respect creates doors that would remain closed without it. Turning criticism into strength also means building resilience. Every time you survive harsh words without losing direction, you become tougher. Every time you accept fair feedback and improve, you become sharper. Over time, criticism loses its power to hurt you. It becomes background noise while you keep moving forward. This toughness is noticed by others. They see that you are not easily shaken, and that reliability makes them want to connect their opportunities with you. Let's take a practical example. Imagine two employees receive criticism. The first argues, blames others, and leaves the room frustrated. The second listens, thanks the manager for the feedback, and quietly starts improving. Which one will be better with future projects? The second. Not because they were perfect, but because they showed maturity. Leaders want people who can handle correction without break. Opportunity follows those people naturally. Criticism can also be a test of humility. It forces you to accept that you are not perfect, that there is always room to grow. Some people fail this test because their ego is too fragile. They reject every form of feedback, even when it could help them. Over time, their growth stalls. But the humble person embraces Engvik as part of their journey.
Humility combined with maturity makes them unstoppable because they are always learning while others are stuck defending themselves. One important skill is asking questions when you receive criticism. Instead of shutting down, ask, can you give me an example? Or what would you suggest I do differently? This shows that you are not afraid of learning. It also helps you understand the feedback more clearly, even if you do not agree with everything. Asking shows you are serious about growth. That seriousness is rare, and rare qualities attract opportunities. Handling criticism with maturity also improves your relationship. People feel safer around you when they know they can speak honestly without triggering anger. Colleagues will respect you more. Friends and family will trust you with deeper conversations. Leaders will feel confident giving you responsibility. All of these are opportunities in different forms, and they are unlocked by your ability to listen without ego. There is another hidden advantage. When you learn to handle criticism with maturity, you gain influence over others. People admire calmness under fire. They admire those who do not crumble under harsh words. That admiration creates authority, even if you are not in a formal leadership position. People begin to look up to you. They think to handle that, they can handle more. Influence like this naturally draws new chances into your life. This habit also prepares you for bigger stages. The higher you rise, the more criticism you will face. Success attracts attention, and attention attracts opinion. If you cannot handle criticism at lower levels, you will not survive at higher ones. But if you build the habit now, if you train yourself to turn criticism into strength, you will be ready when larger opportunities bring larger scrutiny. You will not break under the weight of voices, because you have already learned how to carry them. The final point is simple. Criticism will never stop. There will always be people who have something to say. You cannot silence them all, but you can decide how much power their words hold over you. If you let criticism paralyze you, opportunities vanish. If you turn criticism into energy, opportunities multiply. The choice is always yours. So handle criticism with maturity. Stay calm when it comes. Separate the useful from the useless. Use the lessons to improve, and let go of the rest. Build resilience through every harsh word. Show humility by being open to correction. Let your growth speak louder than your defense. If you live this way, you will not only survive criticism, you will thrive because of it. People will see you as strong, reliable, and worthy of opportunity. And those opportunities will find their way to you again and again, not because you were perfect, but because you proved you could turn challenges into strength. Before you go, remember this: opportunities are not random. They are earned by the way you live every single day. The habits we've walked through are just ideas to think about. They are actions that decide how far you go and how much trust you build with others. The question now is simple. Are you going to just listen? Or are you going to practice these habits until people cannot ignore the growth they see in you? Because once you do, doors will open that you never imagined, and people will see you as someone worth investing in. If this spoke to you, don't let it end here. Come back, replay, and keep feeding your mind with principles that push you forward. Growth is daily, and so is opportunity. Stay committed, and I promise you'll become the kind of person opportunities are always looking for.